So, Joseph, the US has accused the Chinese military of industrial espionage. Tell me more.
Yeah, it's a bit like the pot accusing the kettle of cyber espionage. But yes, they have directly accused the Chinese military for the first time of stealing trade secrets from fairly big companies, including Alcoa and US Steel, and oddly enough, a union, United Steelworkers. But the really interesting thing here is who wanted the trade secrets. It was actually Chinese state-owned enterprises.
And what do these accusations tell us about the state-owned enterprises themselves and what they're
Well, I
doing?
mean, it's considering we're talking about espionage and spying here, it's not particularly clandestine or sort of sexy stuff. It's helping SOEs when they were involved in trade litigation, against a maker of nuclear power plants or solar panels. So it's pretty kind of humdrum stuff. The kind of interesting thing here is the SOEs aren't named in the indictment, but they're in sectors which have been pretty inefficient and oversupplied in China in the last few years, like steelmaking and solar panels are actually classic examples. So whatever the Chinese military was doing, it wasn't exactly value creation here. It was actually pretty much value destruction.
But it sounds at least like the Chinese companies thought they had something to learn from looking at their American counterparts.
Yeah, I mean, and they could say, well, look, all fair is in love and war, and they have to, catch up technology in some way. And you can definitely say the US are hypocrites here when you have, allegations that the NSA is monitoring Cisco servers and so on. However, this is also a moment in the market when Chinese SOEs are looking to open themselves up to public investment in limited ways, but you have CITIC Pacific, for example, taking assets from its broader CITIC group and listing them in a publicly traded vehicle. You have Chinese state-owned banks selling preferred shares. There is a movement here, and you can almost imagine that internally in the Chinese government, they must be looking at PLA hackers on the FBI most wanted list, partly for helping quite inefficient SOEs, and think, well, look, this can't go on. It's not sustainable. We have to start opening these companies up.
So this could be perhaps a catalyst for further change amongst these Chinese SOEs. Joseph, thanks very much.